What is your favorite memory of Chuck?
Well, just, I mean, getting to create a lot of kick-ass metal. We had, especially during the symbolic era, Chuck at heart was a pretty gentle soul. He was definitely into, you know, animals and gardening, tending to his garden and, hanging out with his girl Kim and, just chilling out at the end of the night, catching, Simpsons, he was a Simpsons fan kind of thing. And he would cook us meals every night. And I remember when we first got together for individual thought patterns, I'd been on the, started this kind of weight loss journey at the time. And Chuck was like, "Hey man, I see you're dropping some pounds, man. What are you doing?" And I'm like, I explained to him what I was doing. I went fat free at the time. Not a good way to do it, but it was working. I've learned since then that's not the way you want to go. But he patted his own gut. He's like, I can stand to lose a few pounds. Tell you what, I'll start cooking us fat-free, stuff every night. I'll start paying attention to the fat content on things, and we'll start having low-fat meals, and I'll cook them every night. And that's why I think there's a on my special thanks list. When I'm thinking like the rest of the guys in the band, I think I put Chuck, best cook in death metal, best chef in death metal or something like that. Yeah, he was a great chef, and he enjoyed cooking, and so just really putting like I remember the kind of the rehearsal times for both albums quite a bit, and that was just a really good time. From Chuck not having a recording capability for pre-individual thought patterns to when we're rehearsing individual thought patterns, Scott Burns supplied Chuck with a 4-track machine like a Fostex or a Roland or whatever was around then. Chuck getting to know that a little bit. And then by the next album, he had gotten himself an 8-track machine, which is pretty high tech for the time. So getting to kind of learn that thing and, programming, like that's what I would do is we would write all these songs. And then when it came time to recording back then, there wasn't a real good way to record drums on an 8-track machine. They always sounded just, pretty bad. We didn't have great mics or anything, and or really, the knowledge how to pull off getting a good drum sound. So what I would do is we'd rehearse these songs during the day, and then at night, Chuck and I would be hanging out, and I'd be programming them on my Alesis HR-16, which is kind of the top of the line, top level drum machine at that point. And I got pretty good at that, where I could make it sound pretty human-like. And so some of those songs are on one of the re-releases of Symbolic. I know there's a B-side of demos and things like that where it was there was a B-sides of us playing the demos and things like that.
It's death. I've just seen death.